What is up, guys? My name is Sparky Midori, otherwise known as the Prince of Darkus, and yes, this is a very strange camera angle, I understand that, and I'm sitting rather strangely. But, as you can tell by the thumbnail and the title of the video, you know what I'm about to show you. And it is something glorious. Allow me to present to you what I use whenever I walk into a game shop and I am ready to brawl. You see this? This is magic. So, what is this exactly, you might be asking? Well, my dear friends, this is my own custom deck box. This thing is custom fit to hold 9 Bakugan, that's 3 decks. Along with that, it can hold 3 decks underneath it. That includes all of the 40 cards you have in your deck, your 3 character cards, and your 6 Baku cores in every single little deck spot there is cut into the sponge here to keep it safe, secure, snug, and making sure that it won't be damaged. Now, this deck box is something I hold special to myself. Why? Because it's something that my dad helped me make. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm not exactly the closest with my dad, but whenever I feel he and I have something special, I kind of get a little obsessed over it. This is one of them. See, a while ago, I watched a Briar626. He's another Baku tuber. I watched his video where he clickbaited literally all of his viewers into thinking there was a new 2.0 Bakugan storage case. Meanwhile, it was just his own personal storage case for whenever he went out brawling. And he gave me the idea to make my own custom one like he made his. The link for that video is going to be in the description down below, by the way. But I brought that up to my dad because he's practical. He works with his hands. He knows what to do. I asked for his help. So we started looking at some prices and stuff, and the prices Briar626 had are inflated by like 150% in South Africa. So it was going to be very difficult to make it and get all the supplies and stuff here, which is the sponge, the case itself, making sure it's the right size and not a mess up. But then we had given up because it seemed way too expensive, seemed way too much effort, where I could have just driven out for about an hour, bought a deck box for each individual deck, and then called it a day. But then, Christmas 2019, my dad pulls this thing out. Closed, obviously. And he opens it. What's inside? Braai tools. A braai is a South African version of a barbecue, for those who don't know in South Africa. But yeah, there was braai tools in it, and he said that he wanted to start teaching me how to braai, and I particularly don't like braais or barbecues. It's not that I'm a vegan, because I'm not a vegan. I'm kind of sick and tired of braai meat. I kind of getting sick of it. But besides the point, he joked. He then told me that he was going to keep the braai tools for himself, and he was going to help me change this into a deck box. But we saw that it was big enough to fit not just one deck, because I was just going to fit one deck for this whole thing, and I don't know why I thought of that now that I think about it. It's probably just because of Briar's influence with his one. But then we made this thing fit for 3 decks, because it's big enough. It's definitely big enough to hold 9 Bakugan, plus the decks, including the character cards and the cores in each individual thing. They're in sleeves, by the way. So it's really big enough to hold a whole deck, proper, sleeved, cores, Bakugan, and it's got the sponge here to keep the Bakugan off the cores, and it holds everything in nice, snug, and well. I mean, I use this thing all the time. when I go out. When I go out just for Bakugan hunts, when I go out just to record Bakugan videos in general, or I go for photos, or I want to battle someone, I take this thing with me and my 3 decks, which by the way, I am super proud of. This one just has Battle Planet cards because that's all I had at the time to make this deck, and I love it. This Mono Ventus, I am genuinely proud of this deck. I've used it about 6 times. It's won every single time. That is insane. This one, it's got 1 Resurgence card. The rest are just Battle Planet because that's all I have access to. The Resurgence I got was a flip card in a, I think it was the Gordion triple pack? I could be wrong. I just got it in a triple pack. I didn't have any boosters. It was just that 1 flip I got in a Bakugan pack. This deck, it's kind of just a mishmash of stuff. I'm not too proud of this one here, but that's why I'm making this video, so I can modify my decks, because I'm recording this and I'm going to record deck profiles to upload at a later date of what I made with what I have, and I'm going to update my decks to make them better. So yeah, I'm really proud of this. And if you guys want to know more on how this was made, it's literally just, we had a Bry toolbox, of course. Oh, don't worry, it closes properly, it doesn't break or anything. We just made it so that the sponge makes it super snug, so nothing moves around. Listen to this. Okay, that's the handle moving. Listen to this. Nothing in here moves. No Bakugan is gonna break in here. No cards are gonna get lost. No cores are gonna slip anywhere. Why isn't? Okay, there we go. I thought it wasn't opening. This is amazing. It's perfect. I love the fact that my dad helped me make this. This is by far the best Christmas present I had the whole of, well, I think the best present I had in 2019 in general. But yeah, I love this thing. I really do. I hope other people can make things like this, because it is an amazing feeling to just walk into the game shop, slam this thing on the desk, turn it around, pop it open, and be like, yo, who wants to go? I mean, that's how I feel whenever I go in there. I just walk in, put the thing down, go through the whole thing, open it up. Who wants to go? Pick the way you're gonna die. You will lose. Okay, I'm not that egotistical, but it makes me feel like I have that much power that I can just open this up and say, okay, here, which way do you want to die? Do you want to die by the hands of nature? Do you want to get burnt to death and then left to die by a snake, or whatever this is? I don't know what this deck is so far, but yeah, I love it to bits. So what do you need to make this? Well, the Bry thing, of course. I don't know if there is any in the US for barbecue, like a little box like this, because we bought it and it had all the tools and stuff inside it, and it had like the sewn in straps over the tools to keep them in place. We cut those out entirely, and then we took all the sewing out from where the stitching from when those little straps were there. Then we had sponge. We had leftover sponge from when my dad did his toolbox. It's a custom toolbox for when he does work and stuff, but he had leftover sponge that he helped me cut. Like, of course, the cutting isn't gonna be perfect. Like, that hole there where the chalks was isn't perfectly round, but it's pretty much perfectly round. It's almost exactly perfectly round. So we just got some sponge. We took some measurements of the box, of course, made sure the Bakugan would fit. We cut the sponge out to fit in here. We then used a 5 Rand coin, just a general coin, more or less the size of a Bakugan. Make it just a little smaller than the Bakugan itself, because then when you cut it out and you put the Bakugan in, they are nice and snug. They're not going anywhere unless you intentionally pull them out. So don't make them too big, just a little smaller than the actual size of the Bakugan. This was skeeter better. Sorry, I'm a little sneezy. Thin layer of other sponge on the other end to help cover this. I believe this sponge and the sponge here that's holding the cards are the same height because this side is deeper than this side. Sorry if you can't hear me, it's very hard to scream across the room to my camera. But yeah, that's basically just it. Literally just make sure the sponge that you're putting in here is a little bigger than the size itself. So that when you put it in, you don't necessarily have to glue it down. You can if you want to, but makes it a pain if you have to redo the sponge. So if you just make it a little bigger than the shape of this itself and squish it in, it fits firm, it fits well, it fits nice. Make sure the slots here for the Bakugan, the circles you cut out are just a little smaller than the Bakugan themselves. This as well, make sure that, okay, I better not break this. This sponge here, again, same case up here, make it a little bigger than the actual size of this box. So when you put it in, it fits snug. The cards, you can just put them in a sleeve. I cannot stress this enough. Put them in a sleeve first. Then trace around a shape in the sponge. Then cut out that shape. And then you can just put your Bakugan, your card, sorry, in that slot. How I personally do it is I have the 3 character cards on top. I then put the cores loosely over here, and then the 40 card deck under it. I say loosely because when I put these over that, I can just fit this on it, and then it fits snug. They don't move at all. Do I wish I could fit them in snugly? Yes, but this box it's just not big enough for that. But this box is still perfect in my eyes because my dad helped me make it, and it's just that much more special to me. So yeah, that's how I store my Bakugan decks whenever I go out. I do want to do a video on mass storage of Bakugan, but that kind of gives away my, well, not all of it, but it gives away a big portion of my Bakugan collection, and I don't want to show that off just yet because I want to make a collection showcase video. And you guys can only see that when I reach 100 subscribers. So if you want to see a full collection video, that is Bakugan Battle Brawlers, New Destroyer, Gadalian Invaders, Mectanium Surge, Battle Planet, Resurgence, cards, everything and anything, you want to see it, you can only see it when I reach 100 subscribers. So if you want to see that, please hit the subscribe button and freaking what? Mosquito! So yeah, hit the subscribe button. If you did enjoy this video, a like would be greatly appreciated. Tell me, what do you guys think of my storage of Bakugan decks whenever I go out? Do you like it? Do you want to make your own? I would love to hear more people making their own versions of this because we're kind of getting sick and tired. Joke there. I'm kind of getting sick and tired of people just walking around with little inky-dinky little deck boxes. I mean, it's cool, it is, but this gives you power. It makes you feel powerful. I can confirm this. It genuinely makes me feel like Seto Kaiba in Yu-Gi-Oh! In episode 1, where he slams a suitcase on Yugi's grandpa's table and just says, "Give me your blue eyes," for all these cards. So yeah, that's my spiel on it. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Stay strong and battle on, Battle Brawlers. Bye-bye.